It is time for the program Tech and You. Let's enjoy.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Do it faster, makes us stronger.
Welcome to Tech and You, your weekly dose of all things tech made simple and sweet. I am Tobiloba Delano. You can call me De La Cruz. You can call me the Empress of Talk. Anyone is fine by me. And you already know I'm always excited to be here. You can even hear it from my voice, Shay. So in case you're joining me for the first time, welcome on board. So this week on the show, we're going to focus on cybersecurity. That's on Tech X-Ray, okay? So how do you keep your digital life safe, especially from fraudsters, hackers, and those stop-and-go people on the street? Now, that's not the only thing we're going to focus on. We are also going to speak on becoming a cybersecurity expert. But before we get into all of that and other amazing segments we have for you this week, you know how we do now? The first one is for me to give you the tech gist. That's all the top tech headlines at home and abroad. I'll be right back. Now, what are the tech just making the headlines? First up, a US-based data protection expert has warned that the growing use of DevOps practices in software development may violate Nigeria's Data Protection Act due to poor integration of privacy safeguards. He said that many DevOps teams in Nigeria and around the world are pushing out code and updates rapidly without embedding privacy measures from the beginning. Oh, that's not cool. Also, 15 African AI startups have been selected for Google for Startups Accelerator Africa. Now, the selected startups hailing from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, Senegal, Ethiopia, and South Africa are leveraging AI to transform sectors including fintech, agriculture, health tech, logistics, and compliance. Now, might I add this? Out of the 15, 6 are from Nigeria. Can I get a round of applause? Meanwhile, across the globe, global ransomware attacks surged nearly 49% in the first half of 2025, hitting small and medium-sized businesses especially hard. Now, ransomware as a service is booming, making cybercrime easier, even for less technical hackers. So experts urge organizations to adopt multi-factor authentication, regular patching, and staff training to mitigate this risk. That's all the headlines I've got for you on Tech Gist. Let's continue with the show. Now let's dive into our Tech X-Ray for this week. You already know, but in case you don't, let me just say this. This is the part where we break down a trending topic in tech and make it make sense. Today's focus is on cybersecurity. In Nigeria, common cyber threats include phishing, those fake links that look real. Yeah, fake investment platforms, you know. Account hijacks, especially on WhatsApp and Instagram, especially WhatsApp. We've all had friends, or it has even happened to some people, you know, where they get to say, I wasn't the one begging you for money. Yes, their WhatsApp had been hijacked. And also malware from shady apps and files. But not to worry, by the end of today's show, you will know how to protect yourself online without needing a tech degree. Joining me today is someone who knows how these online wahalas, you know, how they work from the inside. A cybersecurity expert and digital safety advocate is going to tell us what cybersecurity really means, the importance, and how we can stay safe online. And most importantly, now this is the important one, how someone who is interested in cybersecurity can get started. Welcome to Tech and You, Pelumi Fakolujo.
Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting computers, phones, networks, and data from unauthorized access, digital attacks, theft, or damage. So think of it as locking your digital doors and windows to keep out online criminals. Cybersecurity is important for everyday Nigerians, not just tech people or companies, because everyone is online now, doing banking, shopping online, learning, and criminals aren't just targeting big companies anymore. They're targeting ordinary people with fake alerts, scam calls, hacked social media accounts, and many more, phishing attacks, etc. Your personal information, money, and even your identity can be stolen if you're not careful. So now that we know a bit about what cybersecurity is and why it's important to like everyday Nigerians, there's some simple steps an average person can take to stay safe online. For example, using strong, unique passwords for everyday accounts. So not using the same password for all your accounts. And a good way to do that is using a password manager. For example, a free one is Bitwarden, there's LastPass or 1Password to generate and store secure passwords. Another way is enabling two-factor authentication on all your accounts like emails, banking, and social media. Additionally, being cyber aware or general awareness. So avoid clicking suspicious links in maybe WhatsApp, SMS, emails. So kind of like phishing emails that you get. Some of them might look like they're coming from people you know, but basic cyber awareness is good. Another general one is just keeping your phone up to date, as often updates include security fixes. Additionally, examples of like things to avoid that kind of like social engineering where it looks legit or it looks not malicious in any way, but it can be like an attacker just getting your data. So examples like all those trending social media posts that ask for stuff like, oh, what's your mother's maiden name, your first pet name, and your middle name. Things like that may seem really fun, but often attackers can collect personal details that way. So just a fun social media trend can give an attacker almost a lot of information about you. So how can someone who's interested in cybersecurity get started? I would suggest start by learning the fundamentals and not rush into like tools or hacking right away, because that's a long process as well. So basically understanding how the internet and computer work, so networks, operating system, IP addresses, and so on. What cybersecurity really covers, so confidentiality, integrity, availability, the CIA triad, common threats like phishing, malware, social engineering, ransomware, understanding all those basics. Also, cybersecurity has a tons of career paths. So, for instance, there's the SOC analyst or threat detection, penetration testing, ethical hacking, GRC, governance, risk and compliance, cloud security, amongst others. So, there's a wide range of career paths in cybersecurity. So, understanding the basics and knowing the path you'd enjoy the most is always a good starting point. And the steps that you can take to begin. So, watching free intro videos on YouTube, taking a free online course. So, that's some on Coursera. I think Google has a really good one on Coursera, Cybery or Udemy, using platforms like TryHackMe or HackTheBox for hands-on labs, or also starting or creating your own home lab. That's also a good way to learn. Join like a local cybersecurity community, so kind of on Telegram or X, Twitter or LinkedIn. So that way you have like a community of people, of like-minded people that are also trying to learn the same thing. You do not necessarily need to know how to code to become a cybersecurity expert, at least not at the very beginning. So many entry roles do not really require decoding skills. However, it helps to like learn basic programming. So for example, Python or Bash, learning query languages used in security tools. So for example, Microsoft Sentinel, there's a query language called Crystal Query Language, and it's kind of like a big data query language. And it's for a SOC analyst, you definitely need that in your day-to-day job. So learning things like that are good, and it depends on what role you're going for. That also kind of determines to the extent or what extent of coding you need. So for example, if you are kind of working as a threat detection engineer, you'd need some level of Python programming, because you need to be doing things like automation, which you need Python for and stuff like that. So but at the very beginning, the focus isn't really programming, and depending on the route or whatever career path you're taking in cybersecurity, you might not need it at all. It's always a good skill to have as well. The most exciting thing about working in cybersecurity for me is that it's the constant problem solving. In my role, I'm investigating incidents, fine-tuning detection systems, running phishing simulations, and just generally helping reduce real-world risks. So basically, no 2 days are the same, and you're always learning, adapting, and trying to outsmart attackers, which keeps the work meaningful and honestly never boring. Additionally, it's a global field. I've worked with international teams. It enables me to work remotely, although a lot of people are moving back into the office. And it's generally just seeing how high in demand the skills are everywhere. So it's a very fulfilling career out there.
Thank you so much, Pelumi Fakolujo. Super helpful and clear. I think we'll all double check our online safety tonight, from our passwords to our business website and all of that, while some people will start to get ready to work in cybersecurity. Time to open your digital toolbox for the week. In case you're new, this is the segment where I get to recommend a useful tool or platform to boost your tech life. This week's tool is Authy, or should I say Google Authenticator. These apps help you set up two-factor authentication. That's 2FA, you know that popular 2FA. Yes, that extra code that comes to your phone or app when you try to log in. Even if someone steals your password, they can't log in without that code. Small app, big protection. I love it. Let me just give you some Jara. You know I love you guys now. You can also check out avivingpond.com. This is to check if your email or password has been leaked. Next is Bitwarden or LastPass. That's for safe password storage. Nah, don't mention. We don't do that here. Let's head to the streets to hear what people are saying. We asked a few Nigerians, how do you protect yourself online? And do you think you're doing enough? Let's go.
I put password on my phone to make sure it is well secured that nobody can just, take my phone, then make use of it anyhow. Then about my social media, I make sure I secure it with putting password, then making use of Google Authenticator to make sure that even though I, forget my password, I'll be able to regenerate a new one. When it comes to social media, actually, I make sure that I don't just add anybody, or I don't just click on unnecessary links, rather, because you picking unnecessary links can actually expose your social media.
Okay, so I protect myself by not clicking on unnecessary links, and I make use of two-factor authentication. I'm not falling victim for all these ads unnecessary and not accepting all cookies.
To protect myself online, I don't click on random website links. I hardly go to unfamiliar websites. I try to avoid it as much as possible.
So there you have it. Our people are catching on. I love it. From using two-factor authentication to avoiding suspicious links and even being picky about cookies. Now that's good. Cybersecurity is starting to enter the group chat. Can I get an applause? Whether you are online 24/7 or barely there, just know that a few smart moves can make a big difference. Don't just browse wisely. Thanks for tuning in to Tech and You. But first, before we go, after today, promise me one thing. Go and change that 123456 password. Yes, you. I'm speaking to you. Or you're using your name, your girlfriend's name, or your date of birth. Please go and change it. Also, don't forget, enable two-factor authentication. Also, update your apps. And if you want to start a career in cybersecurity, don't forget that one too. It's very important. Before you go to the big boys, with the certifications and all of that, you can actually just start up on YouTube. I'm so big on YouTube classes, or should I say the school of YouTube. You can start up from there and just learn how it is done. Start small, but start now. A big shout out to Reverend Nii Downsi and for Lafumi Ogunkoya. I am Tobiloba Delano. Thank you so much for being a part of Tech and You. Let's do it again at the same time next week. You already know the vibes. Your world powered by tech. Good night.
That program we just listened to is Tech and You with Tobiloba Adelano. As she said, join again next week for another fresh and exciting program.
Fine girl, got your body, you should know, let me have it. Smell a shit, never you can no deny me. Now for me, I go fight for this your loving. Fine, get it walk, but me like when I mess you up on me. I know my actions got the wash up on me. Look at let the devil take this moment from me. Not the follow the gas, now you fast, now you take my heart, bro. If I ask, say me, I lose on you. My mistakes, take all my money and go. Not the follow the gas, now you fast, now you take my heart, bro. If I ask, say me, I cheat on you. My mistakes, take all my money and go. Oh, I don't care. Feeling me, I'm a dog before my time. Feeling me, I'm at that before the sunset shines in the morning. Girl, before you wake up. Oh, I don't care why. Feeling me, I'm at that before my time.